Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay?
What?
What we have here is the philosophical conundrum that I like to call the chatus paradox. It's the idea that a modern woman will randomly contradict herself on random occasions for random reasons. In other words, no means no, but only sometimes. And not only is this common, especially with chicks with body counts that would make John Woo's The Killer seem tame by comparison, but these women also just expect men to know what they want. And this notion is typically based on how many romance novels and romantic comedies she's consumed before the date, and regardless of the party, the man in question will always be blamed for not knowing what she's thinking, despite respecting any upfront wishes she's made. And the end result is what you see. She now feels she has the right to be offended, and her first reaction is to insult the man who respected her boundaries in the first place.
Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna sleep with him, now I feel ugly. This is what,
Oh my God. Man, you are one pathetic loser.
And here we are witnessing the next inevitable side effect of the chatus paradox. Scientifically speaking, a modern woman's brain stopped developing after her freshman year of high school as the reinforcement of her being some form of regal status has finally taken hold. She feels as if she can do no wrong and that the man of her dreams will know exactly what she wants to satiate her emotional ego. And as she gets older and is given first-hand examples of this notion being impossible, her brain literally glitches out and she is unable to comprehend that she's not, in fact, the center of the entire universe. She can't even comprehend why she's frustrated with the whole situation. And it's interesting to see these things play out in real time. And I can't help but wonder what the next inevitable stage of this cognitive regression is going to look like. I know I should be afraid, but for some reason I'm not. This is one of the most fascinating examples of human psychology, and it's being played out for the entire planet to witness.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry at what a miracle of science this is.
Not only do so many men not care to date a single mom, but so many men value that. Dating as a single mom, you don't want to look for somebody that's just willing to deal with your kid or just okay with them. You want to find somebody that views your child as a blessing, as a bonus to the situation, and they exist. I became a single mom shortly after having my baby. I really wasn't looking for a relationship, but I did not think that it would be easy to find somebody that was wanting to date me, but that is just so far from the truth. I'm here to tell you.
No one makes friends with a failure. Okay? You understand?
Alrighty, let's get one thing straight, sister. You're dating, not in any form of a relationship. Dating is easy for a single mom, and even though you do have a spawn, you're still getting significantly more attention from men than the men themselves on dating apps. So sure, those dudes may take you out, but none of them are going to take you seriously. Why should they? You're a single mom, and it's only under very specific circumstances where a man would even entertain the idea of being serious with you. And judging from your lack of a desire to go into details, I'm inclined to believe that you do not fall into any of those particular categories. Now, those dudes know, as a single mom, you are so starved for attention that they've written entire playbooks about how to get with you. And you're clearly falling for the ruse more often than not. You can deny it all you want, but the reality is simple. Those men see only one thing as a blessing, and trust me, sister, it ain't your kid.
It does come with certain aspects that can be intimidating. I have certain rules set for myself that can be a little bit challenging to navigate. I have a certain amount of time set, or longer, whatever feels right, before I bring someone into my child's life. Now, this can be kind of stressful, especially if you're dating someone who has never dated a mom before or doesn't have kids themselves, because you're building this connection with them alone, and then eventually it comes time to introduce them to that aspect of your life, and you don't know how they'll react. They don't know how they'll react. It could be too much for them, but that's just part of the risk of dating as a mom.
Show a little respect. So, how many men have you slept with?
Yeah, and I guess it's just a coincidence that every single time you find yourself getting close to a man to the point where you want to introduce him to your kid, he suddenly realized that he's not ready for a full-fledged relationship and needs to go out for cigarettes in the Philippines because he has an early day tomorrow. Those men don't care about your rules, and you need to be honest with yourself, woman. They are extremely arbitrary. None of those men have any interest in meeting your kid. Why in the hell should they? The second they meet your kid, you'll not only start to lay the groundwork for him to become financially responsible for that child, but you'll also deny him any parenting abilities, and that's a bum deal for the guy. So naturally, once you want to introduce him to the kid, he's going to bounce faster than a gumball machine Super Ball.
Wish I could stay, but I got a thing. Bye.
And that's why it is so important to maintain boundaries with them, with yourself. Don't get too attached to them. Make sure you're happy on your own. Just view it as fun. Don't be guarded. Keep an open heart, but be mindful. Know that no matter what happens, you're good. You've had this on your own. You can keep having it on your own. We're all kick-ass moms, single moms. Rise.
Boring. Alrighty, let me pose you a question, sweetheart. Now let's say that there are plenty of men out there who actually want to find a single mom, and they actually wanted to meet your kid and take care of you as a family. Then why is it that you haven't found one yet? It would seem to me if this was the case, then you wouldn't have to be posting cringe advice videos about those boundaries you pretend to have. You say that you got this, but your cold, emotionless eyes tell a completely different tale. It's not that there are plenty of men out there, it's that you wish there were. And you tell yourself that with all of the men you're banging, one of them will hopefully take you seriously. But you're so past the point of no return that even if you met a man that met your kid and bonded with that child, you'll still find a reason to break up with them and ruin 2 lives instead of 1. And then you'll post more cringe on TikTok, and the cycle will repeat itself over and over again. Such is the life of the modern single mother.
I can see that this discussion is going in circles. So we're gonna go now. Okay?
Tell me, what's better than a German woman in a German dress with a German beer in a German car?
Oh my God.
What is better than a German female motorist who's been drinking beer while driving on the Autobahn? Well, that's an interesting question. Let me think. What's better? Clean towels? Fresh sheets? Having exact change when you're at the cash register? A fine Cuban cigar? Unlimited free steak for life? The first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NES game, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line of action figures. You know what? Let's just go ahead and throw action figures in general into that list. I really think they've earned it. Suite at the Fairmont Hotel with a shower, a shave, and the feel of a new suit with a haircut. Watching amateur flair bartending, professional wrestling, a hot cup of coffee, mini golf, karate, and quality products at affordable prices, but that one goes without saying. You, on the other hand, should know better, woman. You are a female motorist. You're making the world a dangerous enough place as it is without adding alcohol into your never-ending list of calamities. Shame on you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of TikTok. I have a question for you guys. What the is going on with guys not approaching women anymore? Like, if I make eye contact with you and you're checking me out and you're staring at me for like 10 minutes, I don't know, maybe stop being creepy and come up and say hello? I don't know. Food for thought? Like, why aren't you guys approaching women anymore?
Idiots! It's simple! Alrighty, let's just get one thing out of the way, sister. Nobody is staring at you, especially not for 10 minutes. The only situation where I could think that this is even remotely possible is if people can't figure out whether or not you're a malfunctioning cyborg, which might be entirely possible, especially with how freaky AI is nowadays. But even if those men aren't thinking that you escaped from some sort of a secret military facility, it honestly doesn't mean a thing if they make eye contact with you. There's only 2 real reasons why you would do that. If the man is really hot, or if the man isn't attractive and you're uncomfortable. The men you desire have already decided that they're uninterested and don't want to talk to you. And the men who make you uncomfortable know better than to risk their reputations, so they won't talk to you. Either way, it's the same result. They leave you alone and you malfunction just like a broken cyborg.
Like, I was at a bar and everyone is in their own groups, not approaching strangers. Like, not one guy, not even just for me, not one guy went up to a girl. and just started talking to her. It was so weird. And I'm like, how am I supposed to meet people? How are we supposed to meet people if y'all are just gonna be creeps with your camera phones and take pictures and stare but not say anything? Talk to us. We don't bite unless you ask.
Liar! 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 Well, that is where you're wrong, sister. You do bite. It just depends on who's doing the approaching. It's not that men aren't approaching you, it's that Pookie McQueen isn't approaching you. If an average guy works up the courage to come talk to you, you'll shoot him down faster than Ash Williams in a deadite melee. Not only that, but you also have the power to completely ruin him with one phone call and a single social media post. So why would any man risk that? So when people go to bars nowadays, they typically keep to themselves because it's the safest way to enjoy their evenings without being bothered by anybody. They will also respect your privacy and dignity by also not bothering you. Because regardless of what you say, we all know that if you felt bothered by an average dude, you'd bite him so hard that he would come down with a nasty case of rabies. And that is going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of humor is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a few comments, and share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. I don't think I'm alone in saying this. I will never believe there will ever be a point in my life where the ninja rap will never not be considered awesome. And I think that's something we can all appreciate. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.